quick PSA for this episode. Eric had some technical difficulties, so there's going to be times in the episode where he is talking, but Brandon and myself are seeing him frozen while we're recording. So we end up making comments about him being frozen, even though he's still talking. The software we use records everybody's audio and video separately. So that's why it still caught Eric, but we on our end, we're not seeing that. So if there's times in the episode where we're talking about Eric being frozen, but he's still talking and his video's recording and all that, that is why. Hope you guys enjoy this episode. You're back now, Eric.
No, dude, the clock went off. You missed your pick. The clock went off.
Yeah. You yeah.
He auto drafted. He's gonna auto draft tonight. He auto drafted today.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do.
You auto drafted the Friends Thanksgiving football episode. All right. Welcome back to this week's episode of the Sleepy Dads podcast. As always, I'm Manish, joined by Brandon and Eric. Same format as always. We're going to get the housekeeping stuff out of the way. Thank you to everybody who subscribed to the pod on Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get it, wherever you watch it. Every subscription helps the Sleepy Dads out. If you haven't, go ahead and click the subscribe button. I was digging into the analytics, boys, this past week, and I noticed that 81% of our viewers are not subscribed. So be sure. If you're in there watching it, just hit the little bell button on YouTube, the subscription button. Hit it. Help the Sleepy Dads pod. Go ahead, Eric.
It costs nothing. It hurts nobody.
It hurts nobody.
It helps the economy.
It costs you 2 seconds of your time to hit the subscription button. So go ahead, hit subscribe on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and help the Sleepy Dads out. With that being said, we're going to roll right into our fake ad read of the week. Go ahead and take it away, Eric.
Fake, real, you tell me. Try those promo codes, people. Today's presenting sponsor is Folgers Coffee. I couldn't think of a better partnership than the Sleepy Dads Pod and Folgers Coffee. When you're tired as hell and you've been dealing with your kids for 3 hours, but it's just 8 a.m., Folgers is there to pick you up. When you're on a family road trip and you've been driving for 10 hours straight while your kids watch a movie and your wife naps for the 5th time, Folgers is there to pick you up. When you just got off work, but you have to sprint to school for pickups and then head straight to gymnastics and then head home and prepare dinner and clean the dishes, Folgers is there to pick you up. Remember, the best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup. So please use the promo code, please God, I need the energy 20, and you'll receive 20% off your next purchase.
Excellent ad read as always, Eric.
Thank you.
Shout out coffee.
Thank you.
Shout
We
out
are
coffee.
a coffee friendly
podcast.
I should have done my best dad coffee mug too. We got like a duel.
We won. I have 3 votes at my house. How many votes do you have?
Oh, that's not fair. Well, hey, technically we're tied because Katie calls me daddy too.
Gross.
Yeah. This is a kid friendly pod, Eric.
Oh god. I'm gonna get replaced.
Dude, I have a good coffee one. That fake ad read made me think from last week. I don't think we talked about it on the last one, but I was doing like a quick grocery pickup, and we needed some coffee, and the certain type of Black Rifle, the Silencer Smooth. Shout out Silencer Smooth, but we like that a lot, and it was on sale, but there was none of them there, and I was like, oh, bummed. Like, so I was kind of flustered for whatever reason. They didn't have
coffee, so you're jittery.
Yeah. And but then I seen like Dunkin' below it was on sale, so I was like, screw it, I'll just get that. I was whatever, threw it in the cart, kept going. Fast forward like 3 days later, and the bags in the little coffee stand, and Courtney goes, Brandon, you bought decaf. Oh. And I had noticed literally the day before I had like a light headache, and I don't ever like really get sick or to feel bad. I was like, man, what is wrong with me? I was like, I didn't feel sick. I just felt off. And yeah, it's because I'm a caffeine addict. I'd not had caffeine in like 3 days.
Your body knew.
Yeah. So pay attention when you're out there in the stores. Don't just go for the deals.
Dude, that's brutal because it tastes like coffee. It tastes just like coffee without any of the perks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dude, yeah. I did something similar one time where we have the Nespresso machine that comes with the pods.
Oh, we know.
And, yeah,
it was awesome.
Yeah, so like
can't hide money in this.
Yeah, It was a gift. It was a housewarming gift. But so like the pods, they come in different sizes. So you have like the full coffee size, and then you have like the espresso sizes. And one time I went shopping, and we had to get some coffee, so I thought I was grabbing the right pods. Ended up being like the little mini espresso pods. Priya was so pissed off at me. She was like, "Why'd you get these?" I'm like, I was just in the heat of the moment. I don't know. What do you want me to tell you?
You're like, I don't.
Courtney
I don't. You're like, I quit reading the label after like 2 words.
Yeah.
Oh, this is what I need. Boom. Thank you.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, you saw him with the Reddit.
Yeah,
He doesn't read all the way
I
through.
don't read all the way through, man. I look at colors, attractive visuals.
Yes. Classic edition.
I can't say anything. I bought decaf coffee.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Courtney bought one of those Nespresso machines like you have. So now we also have that. So I could have been using that, but I'm just a pot of coffee kind of guy.
I'm afraid if I go with one of those Nespresso machines that I will literally have a heart attack at like 38 years old. Because I think
I drink a lot.
I'm like a coffee addict, and so knowing I can have more potent things whenever I want them, I don't think that's a good recipe. Because I think I had like 8 of them that weekend we were at your place.
You did. You were mixing and
2
matching,
days.
dude. You had regular coffee. You had espressos. You had double shots.
Got to catch them all.
You were really getting it in with the caffeine that weekend.
I know myself. I'm telling you, I cannot control myself.
See, I find myself.
Why do I feel paranoid? And then because you had 10 cups of coffee.
Yeah, you've had 2 pots alone.
Yes. Yes.
See, I find myself drinking more if I just make a whole pot. Like if I make a whole pot, I'm like just drinking it all day. Like at least with the pods, I'm like, I don't feel like going down there and making another one.
That's true.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, let's go ahead and roll right into it. Let's kick it off with Dad Stories of the Week. Brandon, I know you said you had some good ones this week, so I'll let you kick it off.
Yeah, busy weekend. We still got more today. We're doing this on a Sunday mornings while we're talking and coffee and drinking coffees. But
I mean, it could be 9 p.m. as well, and we still be like drinking coffee.
Hey, I can too now that I got decaf.
Yeah.
But man, it's just been busy. This weekend, Haley and I. Well, first, she's in high school now, so she wanted to go to the local high school football game. I've not been to a high school football game in forever, but it was litty. It was a packed house for opening night, and so her and her friend were wanting to go, so I took them and hung out there with them. So it was fun. I seen some people I grew up with, their kids go to school there, so that was good to see some old people. But God, man, it's so late. I'm such a sleepy dad. It was like 10:30. They're still at the game. I'm like, hey, let's get out of here.
You sit on a metal bleacher. You're like, my ass can't take this anymore.
Well, and what was in the back of my mind the whole time, we were doing a race Saturday morning. So I'm like, hey, we gotta get up early, like to go do this race. So spent a lot of time with her this weekend. We went and did that race, and it was fun. It was actually really hot this weekend.
Dude, it's crazy hot this weekend.
It was really hot. So we knocked that out. Had a good time. So that's a good Haley story. Savannah story. I playing off, I think last week's story. I think it was last week when I talked about the little pool thing she helped make with the out of wood and everything. Well, literally, I'd taken Lily to dance, and she's there for a couple hours. So, and it's not really a sit around and watch. You just kind of drop them off. So you have time to kill. So I took my bike and I went riding around downtown. My phone's like buzzing like crazy in my pocket while I'm riding. I'm like, who is calling me? And I look, and Savannah's like FaceTiming me, and I'm like, because she's at home. I'm like, what is wrong? Like, what can I do that Courtney can't do?
Where's your mother? Yeah, where's your mother?
So I'm like literally on my bike, like FaceTime her. She's like, I had an idea. I think we need to build a house to go with the pool. I wanted to call you and tell you my ideas. And I was like, all right, well, we'll work on that. So I was like, well, I can't do it right now. I was like, I'm not home. She's like, well, why not? I'm like, well, I've got to get your sister. And so,
because I don't have my saw on me.
Yeah. So Brandon's like, go ahead and go in the garage. You know where the tools
go
are.
start it up.
Go
plug it in.
I trust you.
Keep your fingers away from the blade.
Yeah.
I showed her how to put on safety glasses.
Yeah.
We trained for this. So, inspiring the youth, the builders of tomorrow. But, and then a good Lily one. I think that's literally that same night. I go to pick her up, and I get there about right as the kids are kind of getting out, and I noticed 2 of the kids are out. Dance studio is like kind of downtown, and there's this little like jelly shoe, like the little kid like jelly shoes, like 2-3-year-olds will wear.
Yeah.
One of those is just like in the middle of the road, and 2 of the kids are like sitting there watching it, waiting for a car to run over it, and I'm like, what are y'all doing? And then like me, then I'm there. Then there's the dad there, and then Lily, 2 of her friends come over, and there's literally like 6 of us standing there watching. It was just like one of those things where it's just like stupid fun. Where we literally like sat there for like 15, 20 minutes waiting to see if someone was going to run over the shoe, and cars would come. We'd be like, oh, and then they would like. I think they see us like standing there, like what is in the road? Because it was kind of hard to tell what it was. And they would like just miss it, and we'd be like, oh, like, or like yelling like hit it, like. And it was just a little rubber shoe that, but literally just standing there watching it. It was like, I felt like a kid, you know.
You're like,
it's like the DVD screen.
From The Office?
Yes. It was literally one of those. It was literally one of those where it's like, who's going to run it over? Who's going to run it over?
You're like, kids, get off the sidewalk. Like, what are you doing? Oh, he's going to run over the shoe. He's going to run over the shoe.
That's exactly what it's like. What are y'all doing? It's like, hold on, I want to watch too.
Yeah.
But, that was my Lily story. But I have an even better Lily story. Well, it involves Eric. Literally right before we were coming up to do the podcast, I was pouring a cup of coffee. Haley's down there eating. Lily's making a smoothie. Just has the blender just like going full out. And all of a sudden she just stops the blender and turns around. She goes, "Oh, I had the craziest Eric dream." And I was like, "Okay." She goes, "Yeah, he died."
Jeez.
And I was like, "Really?" And I was like, "What happened?" She goes, "Nah." She goes, it was just something random, but his funeral was by a lake, which isn't his personality." And she's like, and his kids were crying. I was like, that sounds about right. And she goes, and you like tried to comfort them, and you were like picking them up and like swinging them, and you were going, "This is what he would want." Oh God. I was like, "Yeah, that's kind of weird." She was like, "Yeah, I don't know why I dreamed that." I was like, "Yeah, that's pretty random." But as I poured my coffee, I was like, "I'm definitely talking about this in like 5 minutes."
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
It was just because she was literally like at the counter on the blender, and then just stopped the blender to turn around and be like, "Hey, I had this dream." It was crazy.
I'm just going to say it so I can get it out of my head. Your best friend died.
He's gone, baby. Gone.
Yeah. So shout out Lily's dreams.
Yeah, at my funeral, one of you has to say, "He's gone, baby. Gone."
Yeah.
Gone. I'll swing your kids.
Yeah. Lily is such a tier 1 that she's starting to dream about the podcast now.
Top subscriber.
Yeah. Top subscriber. Top commentary. Top subscriber.
Yeah.
She'd be staying in the comments.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, that's all I got.
Nice. Eric, you got some stories for us? How was your weekend? I think Eric may have.
My weekend's been fantastic. Like Brandon said, it's been crazy hot. Am I here? Jeez.
Yeah.
I told everyone this is a recurring bit now, but get off the goddamn internet.
This is gonna be great for the audio.
Did any of that come through? Yeah, did any of that come through?
Yeah, it did. It all came through.
Just keep talking.
Yeah, just keep talking.
It's like it is glitchy as hell. No, I don't have any crazy.
I was saying, do you want me to go? Do you want me to go while your internet catches up to us?
No, it's fine.
Okay.
We'll just do it. We'll do it live, Anish. This is showbiz, baby.
Yeah.
No, I don't have any good funny stories. I have more like I'm on Proud Dad corner. I'm gonna creep on Brandon's corner here a little bit because Ophelia's in 2nd grade, and so tests and quizzes are starting to become a normal thing. And she just had her first spelling test and a math quiz, and she got 10 out of 10 spelling words correct, and she got 14 out of 15 math questions correct. So
nice.
It's one of those like literally snaps for Ophelia. Good job, little girl. It's one of those where you're like, it's like Forrest Gump. Like, is she smart or is she like me? Because I don't think I was crushing spelling and math tests when I was in 2nd grade. That's why I'm doing a podcast. I'm a middle-aged man doing a podcast.
Yeah.
No, and then Hadley, she had double ear infections. She's getting the kindergarten germs like crazy. So
no snaps.
No snaps for Hadley. She's on the up and up though, so it's all good.
Nice. Yeah, I remember, dude. I remember those spelling bees in elementary school where you get a couple of words right. Like, yeah, I'm awesome, dude. I remember one. I think it was like 2nd or 3rd grade. I don't know why I remember this, but like I remember the word was schedule, and like when I was so confident in spelling it, and I flipped the H and the C when I spelled it, and after I spelled, I was like, God damn it, what the fuck? Like,
I thought you were gonna say you put a K in it. SK. No.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Where's the X?
Yeah. There's a Z in here somewhere, isn't there?
I remember in
Nice.
like third grade, fourth grade ish. Remember like the spelling bee, like that when it's like whatever grade that is, it's like the big
Yep.
thing, like the spelling bee contest. And I remember they had us all lined up in the gymnasium, and they were going one by one. And if you spelled your word correctly, you got to move on. If not, you had to go sit down. And my first
Mhm.
word, it was like spaghetti, and I was like SPA whatever, and they were like nope. And so I remember I just watched everybody spell words for like 45 minutes in the gymnasium.
Dude, that's the worst. That's what happened to me with schedule, dude. I got out
The
early.
next person gets like cat. You're like, come on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I got spaghetti.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely let all my Indian counterparts down for the spelling bee, unfortunately.
Mhm.
I was not going to the script spelling bee competition by any means.
Can you use it? Can you use spaghetti in a sentence, please?
Yeah. What is the origin of the word? Nice. Any other fun things that you did, Eric, or that's pretty much
No, it's
pretty much
literally
it?
because Hadley was under the weather and Ophelia had birthday
Yeah.
parties and cheer pool parties and stuff. So I've been at home with the longer the coughing child. And
Yeah.
Katie's been having the great weekend.
Nice. Yeah. So my story is kind of it's not really, it's just more of like a realization, I guess. Kind of realizing like I think Eric and myself are still kind of in this phase, but Brandon, you're kind of out of it with Lily, where you realize that like the stupidest stuff can keep your kids entertained for the longest time. And I'm sure Lily's probably out of that phase by now. But so like on Friday, we went to one of Priya's cousin's house, and their downtown area is like kind of like 3 streets, and there's a bunch of like restaurants and kid friendly things to do. And they have like this trolley that kind of goes around the entire town. And it's like a free trolley. You can just hop on and off whenever. So like we really hopped on with the kids, and I've never seen the kids so excited just to sit on a wooden bench in a trolley looking out the window. Just it was nighttime too, so it was dark. You can't even see anything. Like they're just like, this is so awesome. So I just came to the realization, like, man, I'm gonna miss this when I'm not gonna be able to do stupid shit like this and keep them entertained for like 30, 45 minutes, and I actually have to like do something. I'm kind of like Seth Rogen in Knocked Up, where he's doing like the dice move dancing. That's really all he's got. I got one move, man. That's pass him off to something else, you know. So,
hey, I don't know. We watched people try to run over a shoe for a good little bit.
Also true, Brandon.
Yeah.
But Lily is your kid, so that's something that you enjoy doing now. So
it got me.
Hey, yeah. Time passes like that are always the best.
Yeah.
Oh, Eric, I think you are. Eric's talking, and his voice is clearly not coming through.
We had to mute him.
Yeah, we had to mute him.
We had to sit him down.
Yeah.
No, I clicked the mute button on my own mic because this has been a disaster. Okay, I got literally coffee poured all over my desk right now. My internet is dog shit.
Oh man, this is
Snaps
why
for
you're
Eric. Snaps for Eric.
This is This is the definition of perseverance right now.
This boy needs some folders.
Yeah.
You got decaf too?
Now,
Yeah, you got decaf too, I think, dude.
the way I'm operating right now, like a damn clown.
This is gonna be the last time we do an early morning podcast recording. It cannot function before.
I don't understand. I don't understand why the internet is literally crawling right now.
Oh,
This is gonna be great for audio, visual, for everything.
could we do I hope our next ad read is like a good internet, like Starlink or something.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need that Chattanooga internet.
Gig City.
I can't wait for him to do the ad read next week about internet, and his internet freezes on him.
But like all digitally.
Yeah. Yep. So nice. Yeah. So that's pretty much all I had for stories this week.
I was gonna say you're talking about losing those moments of whatever, but literally one of the first weekends me and Brandon spent together in college, we went on a train ride, and it was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. He came home I don't remember what it was. It was my grandmother's birthday, and I was like coming home to Chattanooga, and I was just like, "Hey, you want to come to Chattanooga this weekend with us? We're gonna go ride a train for my grandmother's birthday." And Eric came along and like stayed in my parents' house. And
I said yes.
Went to the railroad museum, looked at some trains, rode a train. It was a fun time.
Nice. Yeah.
You remember me sticking my head out the window?
Yeah. I was gonna say, I remember like there's a few things I remember from that weekend. I remember Brandon literally almost losing his head, like decapitated style, on a train. He put his head out the window and immediately pulled back in because we went through a tunnel, like right as Brandon was putting his head out the window. That would have been.
I think the
very,
windows are like permanently closed now.
after that incident.
Yeah, and I also remember your dad, Brandon, buying. It was just us at your parents' house, and your dad bought like 40 breakfast sandwiches from McDonald's.
Sounds all right.
And then I think for dinner we did pizza, and he got like 10 pizzas for us.
Sounds right.
Yeah,
hey, man. Sounds about right.
I was like, this
once
is
again, shout out Ricky Boyd.
Ever. Yeah.
Dude, trains and breakfast burritos?
Yeah.
Eric was in heaven.
Yeah. That's funny. Yeah, so maybe then amusement won't go away, especially knowing how we are, and we get amused by the smallest things. So maybe it'll pass on to the kids, hopefully.
Yeah.
All right. So another thing that I realized this week, so usually at nighttime when we're winding down, we'll be watching like our shows or whatever on TV, and Zoya will have her iPad or whatever, and she'll just be watching on that. And like, we'll watch it. We'll watch like more mature content, I guess, like, PG-13 rated R stuff, or, documentaries and stuff on Netflix and stuff. And we caught Zoya this week kind of just watching what we were watching. And it was like one of those, obviously like a murder documentary or something like that. So nothing ideal for a kid, basically. so it got me thinking, like, what content are you guys comfortable with your kids watching? Because I'm in the mindset of, I don't necessarily want to shelter Zoya, but I'm also not going to be showing her like crazy rated R stuff, right? But I don't want to be like, you gotta just stick to watching like fucking Coco Melon or some shit, right? So like, what do you guys find acceptable? Because I know, Brandon, you mentioned that because Lily and Haley are getting older, you've kind of been exploring into Modern Family and some more mature content kind of shows. So so like, say for Savannah and like Ophelia and Hadley, what do you guys feel is like a good barometer of letting them watch things?
I'll jump in because we've lost Eric's video.
No, I just
we have no idea if he's here.
No, I turned my video off to see if it helps with
Eric went dark mode.
Yeah.
Eric. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
We hear you.
Okay, yeah. I'm here.
But honestly, I mean, especially with all of us here, it really kind of falls to, we usually just go with like who's the youngest in the, like what's appropriate for the youngest person in the room at the time, right? And so naturally it's usually Savannah, right? Like Haley, definitely like PG-13, maybe some are, I don't know, it really depends. Like she's like my movie buddy usually, like especially stuff I want to go see. Like we went and saw the new Twisters in theaters together, and I didn't think there was anything wrong with seeing that with her. But then like, and we always would go see the Marvel movies together. But like Deadpool and Wolverine came out, and I went with Steezy, and she's like, I thought we go see it. I was like, you don't need to see. I was like, that one's too much for you right now. Like, I was like, maybe in a couple of years, but I was like, that's a little much. Like, I think maybe not. I mean, she is in high school, so I'm sure she hears and sees worse, but at least it's not me feeding into it. Lily's usually honestly pretty good with like age appropriate, like what she watches. She doesn't like want to watch like real scary or like gory stuff, like that. Like, and she'll watch stuff like we've watched the old Twisters together. And then Savannah likes watching, like second grade stuff. So like Bluey and cartoons and stuff, or any of the Pixar, Disney. She's still kind of heavy on that, but she'll watch other stuff with us. Like last night we all laid around and watched Parent Trap in the living room, and that was, I don't see anything issues with that. Even though everybody crashed, Lily and I were the only night owls that could stay up and watch it. Everybody else fell off one by one. But yeah, I don't know. It's a tough one. I remember when Haley was little, she was supposed to be in bed, but she like woke up, and I was in the living room watching. It was like back when The Walking Dead was like real real big, and it was like more like a gory, nasty killing. And I just happened to look over, and she was like, it was one of those things where she had woken up and come downstairs, and I was like, well, that's a therapy session later on. And she was probably like maybe like 3 or 4, just standing there like watching it. I was like, oh well, that sucks.
Brandon, one time during COVID, when everything was chaos and whatever, kids were home and I was working, I had downstairs, I was watching War of the Worlds, the Tom Cruise movie.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had to go jump on a call upstairs. So Ophelia was little. Like, she, how old was she? She was like 3, 4, whenever that happened. And so I ran upstairs, jumped on a phone call. And then afterwards I came back downstairs and she was standing there staring at the TV, like in horror. And it was the part where the bodies are flowing down the river, like slowly. And she was like legit traumatized. She was like, are those bodies? I was like, whoopsie.
Yeah. Yeah, it's tough. So Zoe's been watching, Netflix has this like animated Jurassic World show that she's been really into, and like because she's been really into that, she's been wanting to watch like the regular, like the original Jurassic Parks.
Oh
yeah.
Our girls have seen it.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm okay, I think, with showing that to her, because it's like, whatever, if you get scared, you get scared. You're old enough, you're ready.
Yeah.
I remember being a kid, and this was in North Dakota when we lived in North Dakota, so I had to have been no older than 5, but I have memories of sitting in the living room watching Tales from the Crypt with my dad. And so like maybe that helps form your personality when you're a young kid, but I kind of have a not withholding things, but just like if they see it, they see it, but I'm not trying to show it to them.
I think that's kind of the same mindset I'm in, because I'm like, I don't want them to be sheltered, right? Like I don't want Zoe to be like 10, 11, 12 years old and still thinking princesses are real. You know what I mean?
Spoiler.
Jeez.
Spoiler alert.
This is a kid-friendly pod, Nish.
This is a princess-friendly pod. Come on.
Princess believing friendly podcast. Yeah. Sorry. So, but yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat where I'm like,
And Nish, that reminds me, I had a coworker one time, and he was a unique guy, and once he was telling me, this is years and years and years ago, so I had no kids at the time, and he was telling me, he was like, hey, my son, he's like, I told him I would never lie to him, and he asked me the other day, he goes, is God real? And he goes, and I looked at him and I said, no, he's not.
Jeez.
Did I freeze?
Damn, dude, he really went one way or the other with that one.
Yes.
A little bit. You're back.
Jeez.
Eric's gonna have like a full meltdown because of his internet.
Kids, pay your internet bills out there,
Kids, yeah.
Don't skip your bills.
Don't skip your bills.
Dude, I'm about to throw my mic against the wall. It's not even the mic's fault. It's not even the mic's fault.
Clip. Oh, that'd be funny. And it's just like, it's frozen, and all of a sudden you just see like a hole in the back of his wall. Like,
just Eric walking around with his hands on his head.
Went from sleepy dad to a mad dad.
Yeah. We're an angry dad friendly podcast. Oh man. Eric, you're back if you're wondering. We can see you moving around. Yeah. I think we can't hear you though.
Yeah. You know what's funny? I hit mute again as I was pretending to throw the microphone.
Good Lord.
This is gonna be a fantastic episode. Visually, audio.
And this is my first time using the internet, apparently.
Eric was frozen in a time capsule back in 1990, and he just woke up.
I can't imagine working with you and being on a Zoom call with you, trying to get actual work done.
This is a calamity right now, okay?
Trying to get actual work done.
Yeah.
Eric, where are you at on the... Give us a status update.
We just... Son of a bitch!
Headphones in, headphones out. Eric, you're on mute. Yeah. We've been doing Zoom calls for 4 years. You're on mute.
Dude, that still happens all the time.
Yeah, it does. I think everybody does that.
Yes. I mean, clearly, it's happening right now.
It's happened twice in the last 5 minutes.
Eric presses it. All right, I'm on mute. I just got to remember I'm on mute. Start talking. No sound coming through.
Got me again.
Yeah. Oh, man.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't remember what we were talking about either. This is fun. Every week is just a roasting of a new of one of us. So
Well, it's
last week
funny.
I took.
Yeah, Anish, you took the brunt of it last week. I feel like I'm going to be the focal point this week for being a dumbass with the internet.
Yep. Brandon, don't get comfortable. Your time is coming.
Hey, I put myself out there. I bought decaf coffee. That's a big blunder. That's a blunder.
Also, especially
And drank it for multiple days.
Yeah.
That's a blunder.
Yeah, that's not very sleepy dad like of you.
I was very sleepy.
Yeah. All right, so let's go ahead and move on. So this is
we were talking about
Hard segue.
Well, you were talking about what is appropriate for kids to watch or not.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Eric. Somehow you caught all that with your internet going on the fritz.
I'm tracking. I just everything else is a mess.
Yeah. Eric's just pouring sweat.
No, I'm honestly I'm over it. I'm over this podcast.
This is the last week Eric will be on. All right, yeah. So we were talking about what's age appropriate for kids. So that's a perfect segue into our draft for this week. All right. So we're gonna do a couple things. If people that are watching on the YouTube are noticing I'm wearing a Tennessee Titans throwback jersey, is because we have our fantasy football draft tonight. So in honor of that, and in honor of age appropriate things for kids to watch, we are going to do best football movies draft. So this could be anything. It could be kid friendly. It could be what you would want to watch. It's your interpretation. So draft how you will. So we're gonna do the order. I'll go first, then it'll be Eric, and then Brandon. I'm just rotating every week, dude.
Okay.
I'm just
It was
rotating every week.
predetermined before the pod.
Totally random, man.
Totally random.
Hey,
crazy.
Both of you guys had first picks last time, Mr. Goku over there.
Hey. Now listen, I'm an individual, okay?
Yeah. You got second pick, Eric. No need to complain.
Okay.
Oh, my last pick, is that what you said? I didn't hear.
Yeah,
Yes.
your last pick, so you get the back to back. So, should we go 4 rounds? I think there's enough movies to go 4 rounds.
Yeah.
Everybody okay with that?
Sure. Just
All
don't
right.
pick mine.
Yeah, no, I won't.
We can't double pick. Is that a rule?
Yeah, no double picks.
Good to know.
Here.
All right, so I'm gonna go the route of football movies that I personally would want to watch. So first pick 101. I think it's got to be Remember the Titans. Just a classic.
That's awesome one.
Just a classic banger of a football movie, man.
Also,
I love that.
yeah,
Strong side.
yeah. And I think a lot of these movies are going to be when we were like probably like 10 years old to like 18-ish or 20-ish, when it's just like you've seen them a million times, but it's like stuck in your head.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you the Rotten Tomato score on any of these. I was going to tell you what I like to watch.
Yeah. I don't. Who cares about that?
Yeah, they all came out like during our prime minds being
movie.
molded.
Oh yeah,
like
the soundtrack's great. They bridge the gap of racism. They win the state championship. That's a great movie.
Yeah, it's a win-win all around.
Yes.
All right, Eric.
So my turn. So originally I thought we were going to be doing movies that are like kid football movies.
I screenshot
so
that,
I
please.
kind of changed my
Screenshot
list on the
him.
fly.
Oh, no.
If we're going best movies, it just like sucks me in every time. I'm going with The Replacements.
I'm going to take a picture.
Yeah, I grabbed a screenshot. You're back now, Eric.
No, dude,
damn it.
the clock went off. You missed your pick. The clock went off.
Yeah, you yeah,
He auto drafted. He's gonna auto draft tonight. He auto drafted today.
yeah.
I don't know what to do.
You auto drafted the Friends Thanksgiving football episode.
This is bullshit. This is bullshit.
We were slowly losing Eric.
I'm crying.
Yeah, this is great.
So none of what I said came through? Like not a word?
Dude, as soon as you
Eric.
started talking.
It was a screenshot of you going, "What?"
Well, I chose The fucking Replacement, so that's my movie. That's my first pick.
That's a good one, Eric. That's a great one. I was hoping
that was
hoping
my
that would stick
pick.
around. Yeah.
That was gonna be my first pick.
Yeah, that
was a
so
good
I'm scrambled now. Do I get 10 minutes to pick too since he froze?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I literally went on a spiel. That was like a 40-second spiel about the replacements and stuff. And
Go ahead, give it to us, Eric. I
No.
want to hear it again.
He's like,
Yeah,
dude, Shane Falco, best fictional quarterback.
hands
Yes.
down.
Yes, but we all
Ever.
remember his disastrous Sugar Bowl performance.
Yeah,
Gotta have heart.
God, that movie's so good. That movie's so
It's so
good.
quotable, so funny.
Man.
And it holds up. It holds up
It-
very well. Like if you watch it
Yes.
today, it's still like, dang, this movie is
Dude,
very good.
One of my favorite. It's like a little quote from it is when they're talking to the players about when they're boycotting or whatever, protesting outside the team, and they're talking to one of the players, and he goes, "You know how much insurance is on a Ferrari?" That's like literally they're trying to think about money. I'm like, "You know how much insurance is on a Ferrari?"
Yeah. Or when they start singing "I Will Survive," and
Yeah,
then he was like,
yeah.
he was like,
Dude,
yeah,
in
he
the
was like,
jail.
yeah,
In
he was
the
like,
jail
he's
cell,
like,
just dancing.
yeah, he's like, I'm not gonna lie, I was afraid. And that one guy in the back was like, shoot, you were?
I was petrified.
Shoot, I was petrified.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, dude, do we still quote if someone says something bragging or something, we're like, "Oh, you the man tonight, Clifford Franklin."
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, dude, we could literally just quote the movie right now. You're like, oh,
Yeah.
that's Clifford Franklin's. That's a same. What is it? Same story, different chapter. When he's
all
talking
right,
about-
new draft. We're drafting the best scenes
Yeah,
from
replacements.
Replacements, yeah. We're gonna have a whole episode just dedicated to replacement.
Yeah.
Dude,
Honestly,
I teach Ophelia the cheer. It's like if I give you $1, you can keep the change because all I really want is a quarterback. the cheerleading tryouts.
yeah. Everybody listening to this is probably like the replacements wasn't that great, but hey, this is our draft. This is our podcast.
Oh,
We can
dude,
do what
it-
we want.
it got robbed. It should have been the number 1 pick.
It should have been.
I
Dude,
agree. And this,
listen.
you messed up.
if Remember the Titans wasn't on the board, replacements was easily the number 2. Like,
I
just
have-
Remember the Titans, the replacements, and then everything else from
I
me.
have shitty internet, but I have the number 1 pick. How about that?
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see about that. There's still time for you to pick up Dragon Ball Z.
Oh, trust me, if they played football, that would have been there.
Yeah. All right, Brandon, you got back to backs.
I know, man. Y'all took the 2 best ones, so I'm really kind of upset about this. But so really, those are my top 2. Honestly, the rest of them I could do these in any order. But let's see, what do I want to take away from y'all? I think this will be one y'all will go for, and this is more of a like little kids. It's the Little Giants.
That's a good one.
I think
Yep.
growing up, like
That's a good one.
that whole genre of like Little Giants, Rookie of the Year, Sandlot, like that whole, they had a good run of like kid movies, but Little Giants being the football oriented one, just love that. You know, it was a great. I guess when you're getting out of the cartoon phase as a kid, kind of watching more, I guess real. What do we call it? Real people.
The
movies.
annexation of Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that would be my first pick, and then
Dude, Little Giants
I'm gonna follow
also
it.
very quotable. Fubaruski,
Very. Yeah.
yeah.
like, literally like Icebox.
Oh, dude, Icebox. And then my next one, another, I guess, you know, that when I think of being little, I think of like watching Little Giants. But as like going into high school, I think one everybody loved, Varsity Blues.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like,
good
I
one.
mean, that's another good quotable one.
I remember being a
Paul
kid.
Walker,
Yeah,
Paul Walker in there.
being a
Vanderbilt.
kid. The,
Yeah.
the
Great
whip-
cast.
the whipped cream bikini and the teacher that's a
Mhm.
stripper. I remember being like, I shouldn't be allowed to see this, but this is awesome.
Yeah. Nice. Those are 2 good ones. Those are
Yeah.
definitely ones that'll pander to the audience. I feel like people will see your picks and be like, "Oh yeah, those are really good."
And
for
no,
the
dude, I'm
draft."
so jealous about replacements. That's the one I wanted. I was hoping
I was gonna say
when I landed the 3rd pick, how I don't know I landed it, but when I landed the 3rd pick, I was like, "God, they're not
Random.
lasting."
Yeah.
it was a
You
random
literally had the first
selection.
pick last week.
So he punished you by giving you the last pick this week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Eric was last pick last week, so he moved up to second. It's a rotation.
Hey, you have to explain. You have to
I'm gonna
explain
go in.
yourself.
I'm gonna go in and rig our fantasy football league draft order now.
Hey,
All this
Surprise.
All this, yeah. Oh man, I think Eric
Eric's
froze
froze.
again, but this is okay because he's freezing before his
pick.
Yeah, so it's not like, hey Eric, who are you gonna pick? Well, oh man, there's still a lot of good movies though on the board. I feel like.
Yeah, I need to take some off my list here.
Yeah, I've been marking them off. I'm keeping up. All right, Eric.
There's
you're
another good one still out there that I kind of wanted to take, but oh well.
Yeah.
Man,
Alright,
so
go for
here,
it.
so I'm gonna go with my number 2 pick. I'm gonna go with Friday Night Lights.
Yeah.
the
Yeah, that was
Billy Bob
Yeah.
Thornton. Mojo Football, the music.
Mm-hmm.
The music's freaking fantastic from that movie. They lose, it's like they don't even win the state championship, so it's just
Spoiler.
like,
Spoiler alert.
I mean, it's a book and it's a movie and it's a TV show.
Yeah. Yeah, if you haven't seen or read one of those, then it's
Yeah.
on you at this point.
Yes, but yeah,
That's a
Friday
great
Nights.
pick.
That's an awesome pick.
Yeah, that's a great
Awesome
pick,
movie.
Eric. Yeah, that is good. That is good. That was just like Brandon last round. That was going to be my pick, and now you got me flustered.
Yeah. Hey, I'm 2 for 2 on my picks right now.
You are. You're doing good. Hey, good job by you.
Thank you.
Your internet might be letting you down, but you're really stepping up in this draft.
Also, I was joking earlier, and I was pretending to hit my head on the microphone. I think I scratched my forehead.
That tracks. That tracks. All right, so I got back to back here. All right, so I'm gonna go. I think this is probably, I don't know. It's got to be one of the best ones left on the table. I'm gonna go Any Given Sunday.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
a good one.
Very good one.
Yeah. I feel like my picks are very standard right now. I don't.
No, and
I
that's
should
also
have gone.
I like that movie too because it kind of shows you like the reality of football.
Mhm.
It's not as glamorized as like all the politicking and the injuries and the contract clauses that people are trying to get.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, Willie was it Steven
Willie
Beeman?
Yeah. Yep. All right, so Any Given Sunday, and then I'm gonna go with fuck it, I'm gonna go with The Waterboy here.
Ooh,
It's a good one.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with The Waterboy. I thought about leaving it and hoping to get it on the last pick, but I didn't know if it was gonna stick around.
It would have been there. You love that foosball.
All right, so that's
Hey, I like the Water Boy.
Oh, the Waterboy's
yeah,
awesome.
Hey, I love The Waterboy.
Dude.
It's so good.
It was blessed by it's Alaskan glacial water. It was blessed by a shaman.
All right, Eric, your third pick.
My third pick, I'm going to go with Rudy. I don't care how inaccurate the movie is to real life. The football movie is one of the best movies to watch. Gives me the feels.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Also on my big board.
Also, the music's fantastic in that too.
Yeah.
All right, so
All
I
right,
got
Brad.
back to back, and this is coming up on my last.
Yep, this is your last two picks.
So this one again, probably not the greatest cinematic movie, but I enjoyed it. Invincible. Well, the story of Vince Papale. Walk on to the Philadelphia Eagles. Went to an open tryout. I think I saw that movie at the old theater in Cookeville, back when they had like folding chairs in there or whatever. It was.
Yes.
Yeah.
I remember seeing that movie in Cookeville, but I love that movie. I watch it if it's on TV. Again, probably not the best, but I always just liked it.
I remember you were trying to rile us up to go watch it with you because it came out when we were in college.
It was good.
It was
It's a good
Yeah, it
football
was good.
movie.
It's a very
He's
good
down
movie.
on it. He's a loser. You're always going to be a loser.
Yeah, man. It's a true
That's tough.
underdog story.
That's tough
Yeah.
to hear.
True underdog story. And then with my fourth pick, my last pick, started the last round. I'm going to cater. And Nish was showing us some numbers. He talked about numbers earlier on the pod. We do have a small, not big, very small international audience. So I want to cater to them and go with one of their football movies. And I'm going The Big Green, another
Nice.
movie that I loved as a kid. Another true underdog story.
Dude, yeah. To be fair, we didn't clarify what football. So
Yeah, that's right. You didn't say what kind of football.
We didn't
so
clarify what kind of football.
For our American audience, that is a soccer movie. Hopefully, you all have watched it. If not, pause the pod. Go watch The Big Green.
Go
Yeah.
Big Green.
Yes.
Again, this is like you said with Little Giants. Little Giants, Big Green, Sandlot. They all kind of came out or all around
Had
the
a
same
good
time.
run. Good run when we were kids. Good run when
Yeah.
we were kids.
Also,
Yeah.
the goalie from the Big Green is also in the Sandlot. He's the catcher.
Yep,
He had a good little sports movie run.
Mm-hmm.
he did. He did. Now he's making like TikToks and Instagram reels. Hard fall off.
He has the great TikTok of the different theme dances,
Yeah.
the theme music
Yep.
of the football.
NFL. Yeah. That one is pretty good actually. That is an entertaining one.
Dude, what are you talking about, Nish? Wouldn't you love to have been like famous and wealthy when you were
Oh,
a
yeah.
kid, and then you could just
Dude,
do whatever
obviously.
you want?
Yeah,
I'm sure.
obviously.
Sure, his life is totally happy and fine.
That's how those child actors' lives turn out, right?
So Brandon, good pick. You can't go wrong with The Big Green. Also, you know what's funny? We used to rent that movie so much. Do you remember what played on the VHS? What played before the movie started?
Mm-mm.
There was a Timon and Pumbaa little short clip,
Mm.
and they would sing "When the Night gathers
Oh,
in.
I
don't
do
the
remember
words of
that.
the song, but it
I do
literally do
remember
like a
that now.
song and like a little skit
Yeah.
thing before the movie played, and we like
Mhm.
love that.
I
That's like
remember
in
that.
my brain too.
Nice.
New
Yeah.
memory unlocked.
Yeah.
So
All right, Eric, last pick.
my last pick, I'm going with the Adam Sandler movie, The Longest Yard, which is a remake of the original Longest Yard.
Yeah.
Very funny. At the time, I thought it was one of the best sports movies ever made. Once again, Brandon, not a cinematic masterpiece, but very fun. Zany characters. He's in prison. Got to play the wardens or the jail officers.
Yeah.
It's great.
That's a good one. Once again, Eric, you took the pick I was going to take right before me, so
Were
now
you?
I'm scrambling. I was going to take Longest Yard. That was literally going to be the next pick.
Like, Brandon, another quote that I always do is the floating like the ancient rivers of Babylon, but that's literally that's from The Longest Yard. That's what one of the prison guys said.
Yeah. All right. So a lot of good movies still left on the board. I'm going to go with the personal favorite. This movie, I feel like it gets a lot of shit, but I feel like it also gets a lot of love. It's either one way or the other. Either you like it or you hated it. I'm going to go with Draft Day. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. I'm not going to lie.
Have you ever seen it, Eric?
Yeah.
Have you seen it?
I've seen bits.
I've never seen it. Honestly, I've never
bits
seen
of
it.
You haven't even seen the whole movie, man.
Anish,
You don't know how it turns out.
Anish, the worst premise of it is that the Browns are a competent organization.
That is a big flaw of the movie. We know that is not true.
And
But again, it's
the whole thing pivots on like the quarterback taking the $100 bill and not saying he took the $100 bill.
Eric, I feel like you're just hating right now.
It's dumb. It's a dumb movie.
Brandon is
Did it freeze during their draft when they were doing their picks?
Oh, no, because he trades. Dude, also he trades like 1 million picks, and then he gets them all back, and then he still gets the guy he wants. And
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know Hollywood had to be accurately.
hey, I'm fine with some plucky kids and a goat winning a soccer game. I'm fine with prisoners playing the guards. I'm not fine with the Cleveland Browns being a competent organization. That's where I draw the line.
That's okay. When you say it like that, fair point, Eric. I hear your argument.
That's where I draw the line. Okay, you have to have standards, and just stand for something or you fall for anything.
Yeah. Fair point. Brandon, you should watch it though. You and me kind of align when it comes to movies and TV shows, and Eric, on the other hand, is kind of on the outside when it comes to that.
Goku.
He likes Goku. he refuses to enjoy Grandma's Boy.
You guys can Goku fuck yourselves.
Oh man. All right. So good draft all around.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna stand by my draft day pick.
You anchored yours.
Hey, no. People in the comments, sound off. Let me know if you liked. Let me know if you like draft day. If you're on the side that hated it or the side that loved it. Clearly, Eric hated it.
It's terrible.
It's I don't want to say terrible. Terrible is a harsh word. All right, another good draft in the books there. Rebounded nicely again. Once again, 2 weeks in a row. Last week we rebounded from the Reddit segment. This week we rebounded from Eric's internet issues with the first pick. So we're back. So. All right, so let's pivot now. Let's wrap up the podcast here. Talk a little bit about some fantasy football. Our draft is tonight. If people don't want to listen to this part, feel free to either skip forward or end it here. I know this is a very niche audience here, but hey, we're sleepy dads who play fantasy football. I'm sure there's a lot of you out there. So how are we feeling coming into this season? Eric, you had a bounce back season last year.
I feel like I did have a bounce back season, but I'm the guy in the fantasy group that does not care about fantasy football. So I draft, I stay in it. I'm for the boys, but honestly, it was a miracle run of the finals. We're gonna try to repeat it again by picking completely random players that I've done no research on, and we'll see how it plays out.
And y'all are not gonna believe this, but last year Eric had internet issues and auto drafted his first 2 picks.
It was the one time a year I had to go back and try to find my Yahoo account and password, and I could not find it, and I got auto drafted. First time though ever that I auto drafted.
Yeah, it's funny because I tell Eric every year, log in early, so you're good to go. And
I hear you. I don't know why you're yelling at me.
And literally, he's logging in like 30 seconds before the draft starts.
And I'm like, oh shit.
Oh man, Brandon, how are you feeling?
I mean, about how I do every year. I'm like, I've not looked at anything, and then I'll cram, look at it a little bit before, and then drafts random. New year.
It is.
You don't know. Someone takes your pick. Someone takes replacements right before you're about to take them, and then you got to pivot. So you just got to be ready to be on your toes. Make sure you're not drinking decaffeinated coffee.
Yeah, make sure you got the caffeine. Yeah, or spill it.
Yeah. So, but no, I love fantasy. I love the draft. So I'm looking forward to it. Steezy's gonna come over. We'll hang out.
Yeah,
I know
we teased last week that Steezy would be on the pod, but we thought it'd be best that we did not do a live draft podcast. It just
technology.
wouldn't be fun
It just doesn't exist. To make it happen.
Could you imagine Eric trying to draft and podcast? Oh my gosh.
No,
yeah,
dude, disaster.
He would be auto drafting, froze, like the mic would be in the wall.
Yeah, it would.
Look, he's froze right now.
So people who are watching the YouTube won't see this because I noticed last week this software that we use actually does a good job of still recording Eric's proper video, so it doesn't show that he's ever frozen. But he freezes a lot, people. He freezes a lot.
Froze. I just fucking froze.
Yep.
He froze himself.
Oh man, Eric. Yeah. We're gonna need all right, subscribers, listeners. Hit the subscribe button so we can start monetizing and help Eric out and get better internet connection.
Well, no, you know what I was thinking? I got to talk to Katie because this is her computer, and I literally trying to get the internet. She had like 50 applications open, and so I'm like, okay, next time I'm shutting everything down.
Yeah. Also, when's the last time she restarted her computer?
Dude, I don't know.
That's probably another problem. You're
Is that
gonna
on
restart
me?
it before the draft.
Is that on me or on Katie? I don't know. You tell me.
Yeah. Listen, you've already eaten a lot of shit this podcast, so
You've done enough.
Yeah, you've done enough this podcast. So
Now I'm just nodding in case it freezes. Just
yeah. Oh man, yeah, I'm excited for the fantasy draft. It's always a fun time of year. I feel like the older we get, the sleepier we get. I just don't have enough time to do any sort of research. It's kind of like you said, Brandon. Like literally 5 minutes before the draft, I'm just hopping on there, seeing the big board, and just kind of going from there.
Yeah.
I found myself after like the fourth or fifth round. I'm like, I have no idea who some of these players' names are, to be honest. Like, I'm just like, I don't know what's going on here. I'm just gonna draft the best available because that's what you get to do sometimes, you know.
Yeah, we used to. When in college, we'd like get together in person. We'd be doing it, and it would take like hours.
And now it's like 40 minutes.
It was fun. Yeah, it was a ton of fun. I had more time, and obviously it's the highlight of our week, probably. But
yeah, that part sucked for me because I had to actually go in and manually input all the draft picks.
Yeah, we had to write down. God, that makes us sound so old and ish.
Yeah. I had an Excel sheet pulled up and like just typing in everybody's draft picks. We had it displayed on the 65-inch projection TV, so everybody could see it clearly.
Yep. Or I mean, literally, it's funny. It's like I think it might have been our second ever fantasy draft, but that's when I can't even think of the guy's name. He was like an extra guy that joined us. And
I know Hoffman. Yeah, Hoffman.
No, not Hoffman. It was
Ely. Mike.
The other guy. Yeah, Mike. It was Mike, and he was like, "I'm taking T. Owens or like Terrell Owens."
Yeah. To be clear, not the Mike who's currently in our fantasy league.
No, that's a different
Mike
Mike.
than you in college.
Yeah. Who the guy knew nothing about football. You're like, at least I know the guys' names and what teams they play for.
Yeah, that's hilarious. You know what's crazy? We're coming up on 20 years in a couple of years for this league
of this league
of our fantasy league. Yeah,
wow.
We started in 06.
Ooh,
wow.
Yikes!
We started in 06, dude. I know that's crazy.
Back when they had leather helmets.
What's funny is people probably believe that. Damn Gen Zers.
No,
No, we're a Gen Z friendly podcast. I'm sorry.
If I was saying, if anything, our football is back when they actually like did headshots and celebrated it.
Yeah.
I mean, we were prime Bounty Gate.
Oh, dude, and we loved it. And we loved it.
Dude, isn't it crazy how times have changed? Like now you see a big hit, you're like, oh god damn that.
Oh no, dude, every hit you're like, or you're like, he's gonna get suspended.
Yep.
But remember, like jacked up on NFL,
yeah,
like, today or whatever. Yeah, he got jacked up. It'd just be like Brian Dawkins just decapitating a guy.
Yes.
Dude. Looking back, hindsight, that's crazy that was a segment.
Yeah.
Looking back, but hey, back then,
No, but it was awesome.
It was.
I think-
It was.
Yeah, and now they're wearing those stupid foam things on top of
The
the
Guardian
helmets.
helmets.
Yeah, looks so dumb.
Yeah,
I know
maybe
it's
you
safety.
need, maybe you need one of those for your internet router.
Hey, after this podcast, it's gonna wish it had a padded helmet on.
Initial Mike has a
hitting the router.
Anish's mic has a Guardian cap.
Yeah.
It does.
Protected.
You're such a
Protected.
pussy, Anish.
Hey, don't be jealous because you guys don't have one, okay?
No, dude, it hit my head. I think I literally have like a red spot on my head from.
See? Bet you wish you had one.
Oh.
Oh, man. Eric's going to text me later on and be like, my internet's out.
No,
I'm not gonna be able to draft.
I can't draft.
Literally, it was fine all morning, and decided
Hey,
to work.
sure.
Yeah. Dude, I have 2 drafts tonight. I hate when drafts are on the same day. One's at 6, one's at 7. Ours is at 7, but
If only you were the commissioner of one of them. When this happens.
yeah. Hey, listen. I'm a man of the
literally-
people. Listen, I'm a man of the people, and everybody already thumbs up the 7 o'clock time. I didn't want to change it on people.
You're,
all right?
we call you Kanish.
Listen, I know I've had a reputation of being dirty in the past, but I've changed my ways. Okay, I've changed my ways. I'm not just going to move the draft time on people.
We'll
last
see what the
minute.
draft order is tonight.
You're just lucky no one wants to be the commissioner.
Yeah, dude, that's the real issue. That's the real thing. Being commissioner sucks.
Yeah, that would not be fun.
It's not fun at all. And Eric is frozen again. This is great. This is
Yeah,
so great. Just like we needed a gold medal counter on that one episode, we need a frozen counter.
Frozen Eric.
Frozen Eric. Oh man.
All right. Let's wrap it up.
Yeah, I
I'm
do want to
hungry.
give a quick shout out. The other draft that I'm in is a draft with a bunch of my Indian buddies from Nashville, and one of them is the owner of Mill Creek Brewery, and he is in our fantasy group chats shouting out the Sleepy Dads, man. So
Nice.
shout out to Drew from Mill Creek Brewery. You're
Heck
real
yeah.
tier 1. Because people were
Maybe he
asking,
could
people
throw
were
some
asking
sponsorships, maybe some free beers at the boys.
free beers at the boys. Yeah, exactly. help us out, Drew. So yeah, he was people were asking, one of my buddies was asking in the fans chat about our podcast, and he stepped in before I even could. He's like, hey, if you subscribed, you would know exactly when the podcast gets released.
Mm.
So hey, good on.
Yeah,
good
shout
on
out
him.
Mill Creek. I don't
Yeah,
even
Mill-
live there, and I've been there. I've been
Nope.
there.
Mill Creek
Fun
Brewery.
spot.
Yeah,
Mill Creek Brewery.
Have
We're looking for sponsors, possibly you.
Have your fantasy
Possibly.
drafts. Have your fantasy drafts at the Mill Creek Brewery.
Yeah. Have your
plenty of
fantasy
room.
drafts. Plenty of room. Plenty of room.
Nish, they are upgrading their facilities. They're building a new location.
Yeah, they're gonna be a lot bigger than they are now, and they're already a big
Uh-huh.
location as is. So
Yeah.
so that'll be fun.
Although
So-
fix your air conditioning, the AC does not work in that building, and it gets
Eric,
very hot.
we're trying to get sponsors.
Damn it, Eric.
I'm just saying. Maybe it's a
Of
ploy.
course-
Maybe
course
it's a
he
ploy
didn't
for more
freeze in.
sponsors. Yeah.
He didn't freeze in.
Maybe it's a ploy that it's so hot you drink more beer. I don't know.
Hey, it could be. It's like the whole Vegas thing where they pump oxygen into the
Make
into
you
the
feel
room so
good.
you stay up. Yeah, exactly.
Eric's
Yeah.
views do not represent those of the Sleepy Dads podcast.
Yeah.
We are a small business friendly podcast.
Yeah. We're like doing the whole entourage bit with what's his name, Bob Ryan, where he's like, "Is that something you'd be interested in trying to get sponsorships?"
Now, what if
Yeah.
I told you?
Yeah. What if I told you that you can sponsor this podcast for the low price
Like free.
of $3.99?
Actually, I mean, I just want a night at the golf simulator they have there. That would be, dude, our
Yeah.
fantasy draft with that golf simulator.
Yeah, Brandon, it's your turn. Sorry. Hey, watch this drive.
Yeah, now watch this drive. I picked T. Owens. Now watch this drive.
No.
I will never trade that dirty commissioner. Now watch this drive.
Damn it. We've already proved that we can't do multiple things at once. So trying to do a fantasy draft and doing anything on top of that will just be a lose-lose for everybody
Mhm.
involved. So, all right, we'll wrap it up there. Another great episode in the books, boys. So we'll be back
All right.
next week. And as always, see you then.
Great. Have a